multiply negative 8x to the fourth times 4x quantity squared. And I say quantity squared because the 4x is squared, not just the x squared. And you notice because the exponent of 2 is outside the parentheses. I'll show you a couple different ways to do this one. First way, I'm going to rewrite it as negative 8x to the fourth. Then I'm going to write it as 4x times 4x, because that's really what 4x quantity squared is 4x times 4x. Now I'm just going to rewrite it again. Negative 8 times x to the fourth times 4 times x times 4 times x. I just broke it all up. Then we can use the commutative property of multiplication. Coefficients on the left, variables on the right. So we're going to have negative 8 times 4 and then times 4 again. And then we're going to have for variables x to the fourth and then times x times x. Here we need a little times symbol in there. And then we'll simply multiply. Negative 8 times 4 is negative 32. And then times 4 again. I'm actually going to write that one out. 2 times 4 is 8. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12, so negative 128. And then x to the fourth times x, that's x to the sixth. Okay, let me show you another way to do it. The second way is going to be using a rule of exponents. So the first part stays the same, negative 8x to the fourth. And then instead of writing 4x times 4x, I'm going to distribute this power of 2 to the 4 and the x. So it's going to be times 4 squared and then times x squared. Okay, then from here, I'm going to just rewrite it. So it's going to be negative 8 times x to the fourth. And then let me just do the 4 squared, so it's going to be times 16, then times x squared. Okay, now I'm going to put coefficients on the left, variables on the right. So it's going to be negative 8 times 16 times x to the fourth times x squared. And then from here, negative 8 times 16, that's going to be negative 128. And then x to the fourth times x squared is x to the sixth. Okay, now let's reflect back on the two different methods. I kind of like this first method because it makes a little more sense to me. I can really see the 4x times the 4x that makes the 4x squared. The second method is a little more abstract because you have to use the rule of exponents. But then when you get 4 squared equals 16, that may make it a little easier for some people. So I mean, it's really up to you. You can use whichever method you want, or you can use both just to make sure you know both methods.